Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Sidebar.
Oh, hi there.
Oh, yeah. Good evening, yeah. You betcha.
So yeah, here's the thing. We see defendants all the time challenge DUI charges, and they often win, which is what I'm curious about with this particular case that we'll get into tonight, is if he'll eventually win. We're not going to know until like October, because this is going to drag out forever. But the absurdity of the whole thing, of the characters involved, of all of that, Lindsay was watching it and she commented in our Sidebar chat backstage that it read like it was missing scenes from Fargo. So I got my friend Grok to write a screenplay on this whole thing based upon Fargo. So that's the kind of fun we've had with this one. Long story short, in case you haven't seen it, this was the hearing that we saw on the Juneteenth episode of the live show, where you'll recall it for two reasons. Number one, we only really watched two things. We watched an Ocarina sentencing and this hearing that we're going to talk about tonight from Judge Mogan. And it is also the day that YouTube broke the stream right in the middle. So we had to start everything over. So if you don't remember that, the long and the short of it was, dude in Wisconsin calls that he was driving erratically. They ended up finding him laying in the middle of a road, and then later found him in a subway. And then he was like belligerent and all of that. This is going to be a great night, I think, for Michael to do all of his impressions.
Oh, you're coming at me now.
I think the best,
awfully tuned up down by the fairgrounds.
I think this is most. I think this is going to be
Wisconsin.
I think this is going to be very much a Michael and Lindsay show, and Austin and I might just have to sit back a little bit, and that's okay. But have fun, everybody. And Michael, go.
Yeah, you're coming at me now. No, now you're starting to get aggressive with me now. No, because that's, and then, Judge Mogan, she's just trying to piece this together, and, this, we often talk about this. This is one aspect of this case that I just find fascinating. We talk about how, if I was the judge, this is what I would do. We always try to put ourselves in the judge's shoes. I am so glad I am not Judge Mogan in this particular case, and I have to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because while the guy seemed to be intoxicated, but, was he driving? He had a truck, and he kept talking about his truck, and he kept talking about, well, no, you didn't. You didn't see that. You couldn't have possibly. I told you I was driving earlier in the day. Yeah.
That was like 12 hours ago.
That was 12 hours ago that I was driving.
Oh, sir, it's 10 a.m.
Well, whatever. We're on daylight saving time now. Yeah. Well, your clock is different.
Sandwich.
Yeah. So, this was the most.
Chevy Tahoe just ran me off the road.
Oh yeah. So, no. Now, don't get in my face. No, you're getting in my face. No, you're getting aggressive with me now. You're starting to talk. I didn't touch you. You touched me. All right, so I don't even know what I want to do with this case. All right, so Mr. Schmidt, I mean, what are we going to do with this case? I don't know, Judge. It's kind of on you, Judge. Jesus Christ. I tell you what, we're just going to adjourn this till October, because hopefully this I'm just hoping to ignore it and it goes away.
Cabin.
Yeah.
Drink a beer. Go to the bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna go have some Labatt's, and
you want to give me a ride down to the bar?
Yeah, let's go to the bar and let's just think about this for Mr. Schmidt. Why don't we just all go to the bar and just talk about this over a few Labatt's, or maybe some Molson, or
Old fashioned in that part of the.
Oh yeah, old fashions or some Leinenkugels. We could do that.
The line is a summer shandy, man.
Yeah.
Summer shandy. It's summer shandy season.
Oh yeah, you bet. You betcha. So, good cripes, it's getting cloudy, so we better get to that bar.
I try to do the overplayed Midwest accent, but that's just also kind of how I talk. So I just gotta keep
It's again, I was born in Minnesota. I don't really have the accent, but my mom has it. My mom has the accent, and so it's real thick now when she's talking.
Yeah.
But she'll say, "Oh, I don't have an accent. I don't know what you're talking about." And I think your mother doesn't have an accent, she'll say. Her sister is even worse. Sometimes I can hardly even understand my aunt my aunt Marilyn. Her accent is so thick. So it's crazy, but that's basically the summation of this case. And if you think, well, that sounds ridiculous, that was the case. It's ridiculous. This is a suppression hearing was like what? How long, Dan? 90 minutes, right?
Yeah, it was an hour and a half.
Oh,
Yeah. And we're going to have to figure this out in October. And you know how Judge Mogan is very thorough and goes over everything, and details word for word how she's thinking, which I love about her. But I am fascinated to hear how she breaks this case down, because I honestly, and I listened to this case, and I watched it live, although I missed part of it live because I was recording my own video, and so I had to go back. So then to do prep for this, I had to go back and watch it again. And I wish I could tell you that I knew exactly how to side on this, but I think Lindsay, I think Austin, Dan, we're all just as kind of confused as the first time we saw it.
Yep.
Very much
was
so.
the first time I saw it, and I am lost.
I would need to watch it back a few more times as well.
Lindsay in the chat, or in the she's just, oh my God, this case. This was just as puzzling for a different reason as the McNally case that we watched yesterday.
Yes.
With that guy. But this one, I don't know what a reasonable resolution would be, because was this guy drunk? Yeah, probably. Was he drinking and driving? And I don't know if you can totally establish that. Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe. But is it enough? Like, is the evidence enough there? And the problem is that a lot of time had elapsed, and there's some inconsistencies in stories. And, this is one of those where, it's hard to really believe all aspects of this. And I don't know. I don't know how to handle this case. And again, for those of you that may not have seen it, you really have to go back and watch this, the June 19th episode of TCF, the Judge Mogan case, to really, I don't think there's any way we can articulate it properly. It's a suppression hearing. There's just a lot of confusing facts about who was driving. Well, not who was driving, but whether or not someone was driving 12 hours ago versus 3 hours ago, whether they were drunk driving or whether they got home and drank. Drinking happened. We're just trying to piece exactly when.
When.
Yeah. And then there was like officers were getting aggressive, or the guy was getting aggressive toward officers. There was a lot of back and forth, and a lot of body cam footage that was played, and a lot of thick Minnesota, Wisconsin kind of accents.
Just that quintessential upper Midwest, heavy O's.
Oh.
Not really enunciating between your T's and your D's.
No, you're no.
Plate.
Yeah, and you're getting aggressive with me. It's always just that. Well, don't touch me. Well, you're the one that touched me first. Now you're fibbing. Now that's just a fib. That's a lie there.
So to help people along, I just put in the chat, and I will pin it. I have linked up the Fargo
That's
version of this
awful.
event. Now, full disclosure, this was AI created. This was my buddy Grok that did this. This one is not a Dan original or anything like you get on the pre-shows, but it's pretty good, and it sticks to the facts, but puts a nice little twist on it. So if you want to get yourself up to speed on the case, it's a great way to do it. And that's available at the link in the chat. So check that out. I'm trying to figure out one of the things that baffled me, if I read this correctly and watched it correctly, and I've been through it several times now, and I'm still confused, like we've already said. But they like encountered him in the road and they let him go because they found him later in the subway.
Yep.
I'm still baffled by that choice.
And
you've got somebody drunk lying in the road. Is that like a normal thing in Wisconsin? Do y'all just you call those speed bumps?
The
or
21st of June last year would have been a Saturday. So a weekend, a holiday weekend, if you will, in northern Wisconsin in the summer. There's it's not that unusual probably to find. I mean, the fact that, well, I mean, we heard him, he was at least communicative and upright. So that's probably why they didn't not take him in, but do something with him. I mean, he was trying, the sounds of it, was he trying to get in the cruiser, and that's why she was like, hey, go get in here.
He
asked for a ride.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't give it to him.
Yeah.
She's all like,
to the bar.
She's like, no, you got to walk there.
Yep.
You got to walk to where you're going, eh?
The only thing I can think of is maybe she, at that point, because it sounded like it, maybe the radio traffic she had heard yet wasn't for a DUI driver. It was, or she was thinking it was just for somebody having a medical episode or something.
They were looking for an aggressive driver.
Aggressive.
Yeah. Because the first call was for a guy road raging.
There were so many of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was just it. All the calls were for a guy road raging.
I wasn't road raging. I'm calm. No, you're getting aggressive. I'm being calm. You're the one raising your voice. I'm not. I'm just here. That was 12
road
hours
raging.
ago.
He was cuddling with the road.
That's right. I was. We were
There's
just
no rage
just
here.
cuddling.
Yeah, we were just no, we were fine. The road and I were just we were cozy.
This is such a bizarre case.
So suppression hearings are always interesting because obviously you're weighing out the admissibility of evidence. You're trying to parse things together, and in doing so, and we used to see this to a degree with Judge Fleischer, and we've seen this in a few of the other courts that we watch, and each one of them handles it differently. But this is one of those, again, I don't envy Judge Mogan. I don't know how you really handle something like this because to me, the facts are just not clear. And I think when things aren't clear, for me, and I don't know, again, this is why I'm glad I'm not a judge. For me, I'd say, well, I can't make heads or tails, and I'd throw this out. But I could also see how somebody might say, well, this might be up to a jury to decide. This might, or a bench, or the judge in a bench trial. But for me, I just don't know if this passes the muster to even be admissible because, there's some prejudicial things that might go in there. If you see a guy on a body cam that's in a subway and he's, he sounds a little bit drunk, or he just maybe sounds like a typical person from Minnesota or Wisconsin in a subway on a summer's day.
See, that's where my little from this neck of the woods radar kind of went off. If you just show that footage, I mean, a lot of people are like, well, that just sounds like my buddy Ryan. It just sounds like Joe lived down the road. That's just how we talk up here.
Yeah.
And
So-
yeah, he was a little slurred, and granted, we
A
couldn't
little.
see him, and we don't know if he was like doing the Captain Jack like stagger or not. But like for all we know, like these people could just see like, well, that's just I don't see what was that about.
I mean,
But before that, he was cuddling with the roadway, and they let him walk.
Yeah.
well, and
I'm
that's the thing is, if they let him walk, though, I mean, that to me, I'm on a jury. I mean, let's say it gets
Yeah.
I kind of think, well, they must have just thought he was just a vagrant, or, why would they, if they thought he was drunk, why wouldn't you do something? But I don't know. So that's again, this is one of those situations where I'm not sure. And again, yeah, just because he talks a little slow, I mean, we've heard way, way worse in terms of intoxicated individuals on these body cams and in court and whatnot. So Lindsay makes a great point. Like, that sounds just like my buddy. Oh, yeah. It could have been
That's
me
just how we
out
talk
there.
up here.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it's the summer. We just wanted the snow finally melted. So,
Well,
I just want to lay out.
I say this with all the love and respect for my home area, and I'm as Midwestern as it freaking gets, guys. There is just kind of a natural slur to our speech once we really get rolling.
Yeah.
Things just kind of flow. The things aren't quite as crisp. So yeah, there is just kind of that flow. So if you're just purely going off how he sounds.
Well, you raise a good point. I mean, have you guys heard me monologue in the morning? And I haven't been drinking. So yeah,
Yep.
you got a point.
It's kind of like that.
You get further, like I live in a city. Like if you get further off into these small towns, it just gets thicker and thicker. And like he just sounds like a dude.
It almost sounds like his southern accent. I've kind of noticed at times.
There's not that much of a difference. There's a few fewer y'alls, and that's really the extent
That's
of
really
it.
about it. Yeah. I mean, when you're up there in Walhalla, North Dakota, or Langdon, or a Cavalier, those people just talk a little slower. They go out by the lake, they're fishing, they're boating.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, we make fun of it, but I mean, it's I was born up there. So and a lot of family is up there. I went back for, I was talking in the chat earlier today about, I went up there for a family reunion in 2019, into Wisconsin. And I met a lot of people up there, and it's just that's just the dialect. It's not like East Coast where they're fast talking and it's just a hurried pace to everything. It's a slower kind of thing. So who's to say, again, if it's a jury of your peers and you're hearing that, you might not think that person's drunk anyway. So to take that to a jury, I don't know. In other places, it would sound prejudicial. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with this.
So it just
evidence.
kind of hit me though, like, so it was the defense trying to suppress it.
Yes.
If he just sounds like a guy, and we're sure that a jury would be like, that's just Ryan who has the cabin up the road, and you're like, that's just how he sounds. Like, wouldn't they want that to be presented?
But maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe
You're
not.
watching me work this out in real time because I watched this for the first time about 2 hours ago. So.
Because if you suggest someone's drunk and then you hear them slur a little bit, and you could say, well, officer, was he slurring his speech? Yeah, he was slurring his speech, and I thought his eyes looked bloodshot. It's hard to see. And so, again, there can be some prejudicial stuff there. So to me, that's where a good lawyer comes in and says, let's just throw all this out because you walk in with the presumption of innocence. So theoretically, you've kind of got the home court advantage as, when you're on defense, theoretically. So
well, and the original call in was for an aggressive driver. So they immediately go into the OWI. I can see where I kind of lost my train of thought mid-sentence, but
The one thing that I was wondering, and I don't think it happened, was the DUI test. So that could potentially be something.
I
Where-
don't think they did because
He
they never
refused to
actually
yield
saw
the
him
ride.
driving.
Yeah.
He refused. So in one aspect, a jury could see that and be like, well, there was no test that showed he was drunk other than one person's, or I guess two, view, and it could have just been having a bad day type thing.
I do have a question though, and Austin, maybe you can help me with this because you are in Wisconsin. I don't think they could get him for a DUI necessarily because they didn't see him driving. But how is drunk in public dealt with in that state? Is it anything that anybody pursues, or is it just called a Tuesday there? Because it still shocks me that they find this guy, like, again, cuddling with the roadway.
Bigger cities,
and they're like, yeah, you silly guy, just go on.
Bigger cities, they'll take you in and you'll be in the drunk tank for however long you're in, usually until you sober up. But in those smaller areas, or if it's a hey, I know him type thing, they might just tell you to go home, or some of them will give you a ride, but that depends on the agency. But it's mostly, if you didn't kill anybody, didn't hurt anybody, they'll just tell you to go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Gotcha.
I've kind of noticed.
But there was still the
That's
missing
been my lived
Tahoe.
experience as well. Is
There's still the Tahoe, and they had reports of him like running people off the road and stuff. I'm confused by him, but I'm more confused by the officers.
yeah. That was the confusing part.
It would be a
One of the
favor
many
to the
confusing parts.
It would almost be a favor to the state, not necessarily this case, but to the state as a whole, if they suppressed that evidence, because it just feels like the officers did not do their job.
But I guess they didn't have the guy and the Tahoe together, and that's why they really couldn't do anything initially when she found him snuggling with the pavement. They didn't have the Tahoe, so they didn't know immediately, like, oh, this is that, jackass from Minnesota that's running everyone off the road. They just had a drunk guy.
Yeah.
He was embracing cement in a loving manner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you let that guy walk?
The warm, feathery blanket of
the warm embrace of blacktop. I get it, but
I remember right. It was a pretty warm weekend last year at that time.
Yes. Well,
now I'll say this: you could never do that down here.
Yeah, you'd burn yourself.
I mean,
yeah, they'd be calling the coroner.
Yeah, they would. You'd have a new coat of skin on the pavement. Southern fried person. This is going to be one of those things where I think nobody looks good in this.
No.
No.
Law enforcement didn't look good. The guy doesn't really look good. The prosecutor is kind of like, it's not a strong case. So when you don't have a strong case, the prosecutor can try to push, but you kind of look stupid when, your star witnesses are not really there. They don't really have a lot to stand on. So this is where actually you kind of want this to be suppressed, as Dan said, maybe for the sake of the state more than anything. I mean, and then if it's suppressed, then this whole thing would probably get tossed, I would think.
Oh yeah, if this gets suppressed, the case goes out.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw, the best looking piece of this entire fiasco, and this says something, when the best looking piece was the subway. Think about that. Think about it. It's true. And I say this lovingly as a guy who used to work for Subway when he was a teenager. But that's back when it was like actual food.
Yeah.
And the bread wasn't part yoga mat.
Wasn't, back in the days, even before, around the $5 foot long era.
Oh no,
Even before that.
Yeah.
Before that?
$3.99
Before that.
for the foot long
Oh,
steak and cheese.
oh.
That's how
That's
old
a
I
deal.
am.
That's a deal right there.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah. Well, I'd get the meatball. Yeah.
That was $3.49, as I recall, for the foot
Get your
long.
meatball, get your cookies. Yeah, get your meal. Big
Mhm.
Diet Coke. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
But no,
so
I think-
that-
Cherry
it-
Coke
it-
if you're feeling feisty.
oh, for sure. Oh, it used to be vanilla Coke. We had that up here. Oh yeah.
I remember the vanilla Coke.
I haven't had this.
I found vanilla Coke when I was in Europe and I was really excited about it. I was like,
Yeah, you know, I thought they stopped making it, and then somebody
they bring
somebody
it
else
back
had mentioned.
seasonally in the US, but I think it's a year-round thing in like the EU market.
Interesting.
Because I saw it everywhere.
Can't drink it. Too sweet.
I don't
Wasn't
know
over
how.
there though.
I don't know how I used to be able to drink that, but now I can't. Now I'm just Coke Zero. That's all. I can't even do regular Coke anymore. No.
Wahoo brings up a good point. I hate to say it, smaller communities don't want to deal with things like that because they don't have the resources a lot of times. And that's true. You know, Saturday morning, that drunk tank's probably already full. If this guy's standing and not in theory, from what you are actively seeing, not hurting anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But
Burnett
if
County
you go
and
into
some
it
of
knowing,
these-
oh, this is that joker that was running everyone off the road, you know?
Yeah, I got to push back on that for, again, the same reasons, though. He's not hurting anybody. He's lying in the roadway. I mean, at the very least, he's going to hurt himself.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
maybe that's just the
cars are
Wisconsin
pretty
speed bump. I
infrequent.
don't know, but
Yep.
I don't know.
Everyone's-
At
The
some
only
point,
way
you got to
to
do
do
your
it-
job.
Everyone's already at the cabin, so the roads are pretty quiet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just think of all the small county. Burnett County is a very small county.
Yeah.
And
Harrisburg's only about 1,300 people.
yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, Lindsay's from a different state, but Leelanau County.
Yeah, it's kind of a similar. Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, 20 years ago it was more similar. Now it's a little more bougie in Leelanau County in the summers.
Yeah.
The Tahoe of the North. Don't even get me started on that.
I mean, where I was born. Now I was only there for a hot minute, but I mean, Polk County, Minnesota.
But I married into Wisconsin, like rural central
Yeah.
Wisconsin. So like
Yep.
I'm my fingers fully on the pulse of this.
So again, yeah, the resources there. There's not a lot. I mean, this is a lot of people would joke like, this is like Mayberry. This is like the Andy Griffith Show, but it kind of is. I mean, it's very much the two police town. It's the 2-officer town essentially.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
how my area is. We have, I think our full department is 20 officers, but there's usually only 2 on at a time. Otherwise, they have to pull in from other surrounding agencies, which takes forever.
Right. Yeah. So again, this is I don't know. I'm gonna be locked in on this though to see where it goes in October. And
Oh yeah.
That's right.
suppression hearings, like I said, they can go all sorts of ways. Especially when it's DWI or OWI or whatever nomenclature, depending on the state. And Dan's right. I guess, yeah, they do often, if they don't totally go to the defendant, there's often at least some things that get suppressed or some key evidence that gets tossed or something that, would favor, depending on the attorney you get. So,
Right.
yeah, so this is not really a surprise that this kind of went the way it did so far. It's just the whole characters involved. It's just kind of fascinating, and I'm glad that we kind of talked about this because, but obviously we'll have to do a follow up in a few months.
Yeah.
Well, like October. It's just
Yeah,
she dragged it out for so long. Then there's really no reason to drag it out for that long, other than is she hoping to like retire by then or something? And not have to deal with this.
Well,
Is she
I
taking a
think my
maternity
theory's
leave?
right.
We
No.
don't know about. What's
you know what, Dan? I think what she was doing, and I'm serious about this. I think she's dragging this out, hoping some definitive key piece would just fall out of somebody would say something or some evidence, or there would be something somewhere that would pop up where she would go, okay, I can definitively make a ruling one way or the other.
Yeah.
I
Either
think
that,
Yeah.
I was gonna say either that or the state offers some plea to a lesser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe she was just hoping.
That's how I'm thinking it's gonna end, personally.
She was,
Do we know if
Mr.
the charge is OBWI, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. But
I can look it up here in just a second.
you want to just
there
offer
an R&L in
impeding
there?
traffic or just, something else? I mean, just saying, do you want? No, Judge. We're proceeding to. Are you sure? Because we could. Well, let me just see some more evidence here. Let's just keep going for another 20 minutes. Maybe somebody will screw up.
that was probably the strategy there.
That's what I'm saying.
Not gonna
I
lie.
really.
Well, I got to be
Weird.
honest. It's a 90-minute hearing that I watched several times. We made a summary of it, which I've read through several times. And we had Grok write a
Alternative
Fargo-esque
summary.
script on it that I've read several times. And I'm still not 100% certain of the point that the defense was trying to make along the lines of suppression.
Right.
I don't fully comprehend, and I'm not stupid, at least I don't think I am. I don't fully comprehend where they were trying to, what part of that are they going, that is the reason why you have to suppress this? Were they just hoping that the judge would look at the Keystone Cops situation and go, yeah, you're right, we can't show this. It makes us look bad.
Well, and that might still happen.
Yeah.
Good. Yep.
Yeah.
So I do have his charges whenever.
Okay.
So he's got the first count is a felony H, which that's pretty low. It's felony battery or threat to judge, prosecutor, or law enforcement officer.
Okay.
He's got 2 counts of that. He's got OWI 5 or 6, so it's 5th or 6th time, which is felony. Misdemeanor resisting or obstructing an officer, and then felony operating with a prohibited alcohol content, 5th or 6th.
They didn't get him for, because they said he didn't even have a driver's license. They didn't get him for that.
No.
Okay.
No.
Interesting.
Well, just plea him down to that and be done with it.
Yeah.
Do an opt without and move on.
Plead him down to impeding traffic, and let's move on.
Please.
That's what
He was laying in the roadway.
Gotcha. We're going to take you down to having expired plate and impeding traffic. Responsible or not responsible? That's. I just need. Sir. I'm gonna-
Yeah.
32 years on a bench. Judge McNally had a Dan moment. Yeah, he was about through his glasses. I was like, what?
Yeah, I saw that.
I was glad yesterday that the mic kind of fritzed out when that happened, because I was wearing headphones.
Yeah.
Like my in-ear earbuds. I usually do that when
yeah.
I'm working at home. So like
I saw the mouth open. I heard part of a sound, almost like a roar.
Yeah.
But it cut out. But then he came back, and then you started to hear it. But it wasn't even like overmodulated. It just fully cut it. The mic just bailed out.
Yeah.
It just.
Even the mic was like, whoa.
Whoa! Hey, Judge Dad, settle down. Holy shit! And
I put up a short of that moment a couple of hours ago, and I actually had a little pop-up come up when that happened to let people know that the mic clipped. and then
Yeah.
it wasn't like edited out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's,
yeah, this begs another question that I've got. If we want to keep playing around with this Wisconsin situation,
Yeah.
how would other judges have reacted to this whole mess? Do you
great
think?
question, actually.
What if it was? We could play the rest of the show with this. What if it was in front of McNally?
Now, that's based on what we know with McNally. I'm telling you, I think he would have just gone ahead and tried to get a resolution right there. I think he would have said, "Hey, do we want to plead this down?" Because he seems
Why don't
such
you
a
go outside and talk with the prosecutor?
yeah. I think that's what he would have been. I think that's exactly what had happened. I think Fleischer would have just tossed the whole damn thing.
Oh yeah.
Because he would have been like, he's like, what are we doing? What's the Keystone Cops? What we got? Mickey Mouse writing these reports.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he would have. So for him, this suppression, it would have just, he would have tossed the whole thing. He might have just tossed the entire case and just been like, I'm not even bothering with this. You guys screwed this up so bad.
Now what if it was in Jefferson County?
Oh well, now that's a bird of a different feather. See, Judge Stevens or Judge West, when they see stuff like this, I think that this kind of, even though it's Keystone Cops, I think it would have come in. And the reason I say that is because someone that's up there for OWI or DWI 5th or 6th, we know how Judge West is about those characters.
Yes.
Maybe on a first DUI, it might have stood a chance to get pled down with them, but 5th or 6th, it's staying.
Right. I don't think the fact that the cops were kind of screwy would have mattered to them.
I think they may have gotten a tongue lashing or
maybe
done this, but that was
maybe.
I think that might be it.
And maybe in Boyd's court it would have happened that way too. There might have been some. She might have, had all the officers. I mean, she might have. But again, I think she would definitely not take till October. There would have been a resolution.
Would have been a ruling that moment.
Yeah.
If it was in front of Boyd.
This is what the court is going to do, and it would have been one way or the other.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Now you're going to have two options. Don't ask for any other options. These are the only two options you get. That's what would have happened. It would have gone down like that. So it's interesting that we watch enough of these judges. We kind of know what.
Mm-hmm.
How it would have played out, the tenor of how it would have played out. I think in Mercer's court, he would have probably really scrutinized it too. I think he would have brought in officer. I think it would have gotten resolved then and there, but they would have had a hearing on it right there. And they would have, and you'd get a ruling that day.
What about McBurney?
Well, the mic would have been clipping quite a bit there too.
Right.
Yes.
And then the prosecutor would have had an even worse microphone somehow. Yeah. Oh, really?
Fries with that?
So, that is maybe. I like Judge McBurney a lot, and Judge Manning too. But man, Georgia.
Yeah.
Georgia, let's work on it. I'm offering my services. I will go down there. I will help you with your audio. It won't take much. We'll just have to do a few things. We can get it all cleaned up. I am available.
They need help. We don't ever get to see her anymore, but Glazer.
So, what's interesting about her is I really think that, again, she does scrutinize probable cause sometimes. I mean, she is, we make fun of her a lot, but I really think that she actually is very good at her job. And if she wasn't hangry, I think, again, there would have been a resolution right there. And
She would have probably
Please.
suppressed it then and there.
I think
But
so.
What are we looking
I
at
think
here?
she'd
This
toss
is
it, yeah.
garbage. Out.
Yep. Yeah, because she's got. I've got 26 pages to get to today. I don't have time for this unless it's clear. I'm not bothering.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bring it back to me when you figured it out.
Yeah.
I think we have a lot of that.
Wahoo wants to know how Judge Oakley would handle it.
Oh my. well, Judge Oakley would. Yeah, again,
I think it would be in the same flavor as we were just talking about her. What's her name?
Glazer.
Laser. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a it's been a day, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be in the same flavor as Glazer. Like, what am I looking at here?
Yeah.
You guys, this makes everyone look bad.
This does not make my tail wag.
Yeah.
Yep.
Say we'd work a tail wagon there somewhere.
Yeah. And then O'Donnell would have just cursed about the whole thing.
Yeah. Judge
Why are you
Middleton would have
bringing
had a
this
story
fucking
about
thing
a guy
in here?
that laid in the road.
Oakley's
That's
may
how
have
that'd go.
ended with some work release or court work program. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
just be good for a while.
Yeah.
And it'll go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you options.
It'll work.
Yeah. You wanna hang out on the road? I'll give you something to hang out on the road about. I'll put you on the work crew.
Yeah. Yeah. Middleton would have told a very lengthy story about a bridge and how, when he was a boy, people did sleep on the streets for warmth in the summer because it was so cold during the winter. You just want to enjoy the sun that warmed the ground and embrace the earth. And
You store heat like a squirrel stores nuts, so that you're ready for them all the time.
yeah, this reminds me of a song. The heat
you're
is
never
on.
gonna get it, my lovin'. Never ever gonna get it,
I was thinking about
sweet lovin'.
the heat is on. The heat is on. Oh, it's on the street. The heat is on.
On. Did you hear him read Little Red Corvette the other morning?
No, but I want to go find it. I missed that.
There was this
I
fellow
guess I
named.
should have known by the way she parked her car sideways that it would last. You see, you're the kind of person who believes in making out once. Love him and leave him fast.
That's.
Oh.
I'm gonna miss Judge Middleton so much. I'm gonna miss his opening, quoting of songs or Shakespeare or the Canterbury Tales or whatever it is that he's getting into that day. But yes, there was a fellow by the name of Prince. And a lot of you probably don't remember. This is a guy. He was around about 40 years ago. He was very popular. Changed his name to some weird feminine hygiene symbol for a while. I don't know why he did that. Then he was called the Artist, and then he was formerly an artist. I don't know anything about that, but he made some very good songs. And I'm gonna go through one of them right now. 2000 party over, oops, out of time.
Tonight we're gonna party like it's
Like it's-
1899
Yes.
because we're in the historic courthouse.
Right.
That's when
Let
this
me tell you
courthouse
about
was
this
built.
courthouse. It was built in 1901, 1902.
Yeah,
He's still giving that speech almost every morning, by the way, to the people who come in there. He's telling them about the courthouse.
Well, it's a new batch
Every
of
morning.
folks most days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some
Well,
repeat folks, but for the most part, there's enough new faces.
I suppose. Maybe he just needs to vamp a little bit, so everybody can get settled in and
Yeah.
Give time for the prosecutor to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. That's how all these. I think Judge Mogan was probably the last. And again, I love Judge Mogan, but if this is a complicated thing like this, I think she's probably going to really take obviously she's taking about 3 months to figure this out. And then it'll be a 3-hour response that she's going to give about this. I don't think it's going to be a real quick. All right. So I just am throwing the whole damn thing out. All right. Bye.
Back.
Daniel disappeared.
I left for like 2 minutes. I had to go to my backup internet. Hope you guys
Oh.
had a good discussion.
Yes. Well, we were just talking about everything, what's going on here. So, no, I guess the point here was that, this is probably the last judge that really should have had a hearing like this because of how long she normally takes on these kinds of things to weigh it all out.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the upside to it is that we're not hearing her think it out in real time, stream of consciousness on camera until October. Because I feel like we've had some pretty long Judge Mogan monologues while she kind of in real time makes
Oh
decisions.
my gosh.
That's true.
I both
I crack a little
appreciate
bit,
and
like,
hate
I
that.
want it in writing. I'm like, since when?
I agree, Dan. I love it. I think it's great in a lot. I always appreciate hearing a judge's thought process.
Yeah, I do too. I just
But
maybe the clip notes sometimes.
a little editing,
Yeah.
like a skosh, a little skosh, a pinch, yeah,
Just
little pinch
just
editing.
a pitch.
yeah. Maybe that much, like that much editing.
Just
So she used to
slow down that
be.
air.
She started out as a chef. I don't know if you guys
That
remember
tracks.
that, but
not.
it kind of makes me wonder what if she was more improvisational as a chef. Like, here's the ingredients, and then she starts to put it all together. Honestly, that's kind of how I cook.
Yeah.
It's just give me a pile of stuff, and I'll just go, and we'll see where it goes.
This is what the recipe book says, and then she just throws it over. We won't be using this today.
Yeah, kind of. But the way that she formulates her arguments in court, it kind of comes across like that.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's taking all the ingredients and just kind of improvising and putting them together as she goes, and then figures out what's there at the end. Of all of the judges that we see, I'm the least convinced with her that she always has her mind made up.
Oh, without a doubt, Dan.
100%, yeah.
Like Boyd, I'm sorry, I like Boyd, but she's got her mind made up before they even walk up to see her.
I think there's only
99%
been
of
one
the
or
time.
two times where I've seen this switch flip with Boyd where she had her mind made up, and then you almost see her like shuffle the papers like, wait a minute, what? And
Yeah,
she has like
hold
that
on.
moment where she changes her mind like on the fly. But for the most part, I think she goes in there and she's like, okay, this is how I'm going to handle every case today. And that's it. And, but Mogan is the exact opposite. She doesn't know. I think she even surprises herself sometimes with her
I think
rulings.
she does. It's
Yeah.
kind of funny.
Yeah.
And
That
I think,
shocked
funny,
look in her
interesting.
eyes when she
yeah,
pronounces somebody not guilty. It's like, did I really just do that?
I can't believe I did that. Oh, gosh, I got to go home and look at myself in the mirror tonight.
We're gonna find him laying in the
We've
road
talked
later.
about
yeah?
it too, like judges having to face, the people in their community. Like she lives in Grantsburg. There's not that many folks, so
Yep.
she really has to think things through.
Yeah, I don't. That is a very remote area. I've never.
Small part of
Which
the
house does Judge live in? The one on the left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That
pretty
one over
much.
there.
the one,
That
the only
over
one in
across
this
from
whole
the bar.
county. Yeah,
Rather than
Oh,
going to
maybe-
911, just go knock on the judge's
lake.
door.
Oh, the boat they've got up front.
oh, it's this big.
Oh my gosh.
It's a different world up there, man.
It-
from what
it
you and I've
is.
got, Michael.
Yes.
Well, I mean, I haven't even been up there in a while, but again, family and so I have at least somewhat of an idea. Dan, you're adjacent to that, or you lived up in there. You were adjacent to it. Lindsay's, in the belly of the beast up there. So,
Yep.
and Austin too. So, the only one that's on there, our panel regularly, that's never had a taste of that is Ashley. And she's, but again, from the South, which is kind of like that, just with different accents.
Different accents.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And sweet tea.
And sweet tea, sun tea, and
Which
yeah.
she doesn't like, because she doesn't like sweet tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sarsaparilla.
Ashley, our vegetarian Southerner who doesn't like fried food and sweet tea. We
Um,
miss you, Ashley.
yeah, it's
Had to bring it back around there.
yeah. Well, I mean, we
Ashley is an enigma.
in a lot of
Let's
ways.
be honest.
Yeah. I think all of us have our own odd things, but that's to live in the South and not like fried food and sweet tea is like
It's un-American almost.
It's like living in the Dakotas or Minnesota or up there and not eating bacon or potatoes, like meat and potatoes.
Also an American.
cheese.
Yeah.
Or cheese.
Or
Cheese.
cheese,
Yes.
In all forms.
Yeah.
Cream and curd and burger.
Oh. Yes. Cheese curds. Yes. Yes. The one of the natural forms of cheese and the curd.
The curd. Yes.
It's always about food on this show. We always eventually go to food.
Yeah, we got
We've got to
there.
end somewhere.
Yeah.
That's our
I mean,
comfort
it's
I guess those.
it would not be a show if we didn't talk about food at some point. That's just what we do. I think the universe would explode if we didn't go into food at some point.
Well, yeah. It only makes sense.
Yeah. But I guess to bring this back around, with suppression hearings and all this, it's fascinating. I love watching this stuff. I know this isn't a murder trial. This isn't the trial of the century. This isn't like what we saw with, some of the high profile cases, your Brian Kobergers and your Lori Vallows and your, Jodi Arias and others, that have made big time news, but it's still an interesting part of our process. That's and we don't often get to watch longer hearings here on TCF either. We don't, because sometimes we don't know how long they're going to be. And, Dan doesn't necessarily want to sit there till 3 p.m. He's got to have a life outside of TCF every once in a while. But stuff like this is still fascinating. That's why I'm always dialed in on this kind of thing. I mean, remember that we watched 2 hearings that we watched an Akalina hearing, which was also fascinating for different reasons.
Yeah.
I think this
both
is the
are interesting.
first. Is this the well? I guess we've seen some suppression stuff in Judge Boyd's court. Some much smaller hearings with just motion to suppress like a statement or a report. This
I
is
think
like
back in the day we saw one with Fleischer too.
yeah. Oh yeah, we did. Yep.
Yeah.
We did.
So yeah, it's not unheard of. We've never had one quite this long and quite this stupid before.
It's weird because it's very elaborate and yet it's extremely simplistic and stupid and just I watch that and I think, well, maybe I should just never drink a beer again. I don't know.
Well,
Or just stay in the house. And
just
lock all the doors.
just don't be in your Tahoe.
Yeah, just maybe. Well,
Careful out in your Tahoe with Minnesota plates.
oh yeah, no. If I'm out driving a Tahoe, there's going to be a lot of other issues.
There's bigger problems.
We're gonna have a whole mess of issues.
Oh,
Walk
after
down
he's
the
not
highway.
drunk. He's just blind.
Me making out with the road would be the least of the problems.
Oh.
Yes.
There would be a legitimate reason in that case why your Tahoe was found out in the field.
Yeah.
And why?
I thought this was a road, and then it
lost.
got soft and grassy, so I just figured I'd stop here.
I thought it was a new pavement. New style of pavement.
Well, they'll build a road out here eventually, and then I'll get out.
You're just planning ahead.
Yeah.
You're marking where you want the road to be.
Absolutely.
I love Minnesota.
I love the Midwest. I talk shit about Michigan, but I really do love them.
I mean, it's I mean, I wouldn't want to live there in like, November through like March, but
it builds character, Michael. It builds
well, you could say the same thing about being here in, May through September, but
okay, but here's the thing. You could put layers on and still go out.
that's true.
There's only so many layers you can take off.
Yeah, before the sun starts taking the rest.
Yeah.
As I say, there's only so many layers you can take off before somebody passes out or the cops get cold.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fascinating point. I would have to agree, but
if you're in a small area of town, they'll just tell you to go home.
yeah, I prefer the cold over the heat. But see, the problem for me is I don't like bright sun. I don't like bright. I don't like hot. I'm kind of living in the wrong place. And I like
you're in
rain.
the perfect spot.
Yeah, I like rain. I don't like bright. And
but
I don't like
you're
hot.
saying you should be in the Pacific Northwest somewhere.
I should be, or I should be in, I should be in the Midwest or something. Because
Well, if you don't like the winter, then.
Well, I don't mind. See, that's the thing is I never minded the cold. I don't remember it that well because the last time I was there for a winter, I was like 4. But I've been up north here in the winter a couple times, and I don't mind it that much.
North where?
It's Flagstaff, where, it gets down, sometimes it gets below zero.
I guess that is north of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
when I say
Flagstaff, it's like serious snow.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah.
The southern north.
Yeah.
When we came here to scout Arizona, the first place we went was Flagstaff, and I literally slid into my parking spot, and I'm like, we just left this. We're getting out of this town in the morning. First thing. But
yes.
Well,
So-
Michael, you know what? Maybe you can join us at TCF Bunker 2.0 because it will be cooler there and it will rain.
For
These
sure.
things, I guarantee you.
That's
Well,
good.
we should probably think about wrapping this up now since we've
Probably.
joked for an hour and it was fun and we've talked about food, so we can cross that off the list.
Check.
Yep.
But no, we will follow up on this in October. And we've had a lot of fun with this just because it's just goofy. It's hard to really discuss this with any seriousness because it's just so offbeat. But
it's just pure distilled, small town up north.
Distilled. Very good.
Prediction though, is she going to toss this thing out? Is she going to suppress it?
I think so. Because it doesn't make anyone look good.
Yeah. If she doesn't, it'll end in a plea to something small.
If she doesn't, I think it goes to trial, and I think, like we said, that the jurors see it and go, "Well, no, that's just Saturday morning at the Sinclair subway."
You know what? I think she'll toss it too. And I say that because I watched another case with her not that long ago where she got on the prosecutor over, various technicalities and, about, somebody that has, was held on for a lengthy period of time without, properly being charged. And, for all the joking we do about Judge Mogan, she's very adept at the law. She scrutinizes very, very carefully. And I think, I'm kind of with you guys. I think that this is going to get tossed, but, and I know she'll probably give an hour-long explanation, but I actually do want to hear it. I really do. This is one of those I am looking forward to the follow-up.
Yeah, I kind of am too, because I think it almost has to get tossed out just to avoid further embarrassment of the police. Because again, I'm sorry, small town, they're busy, whatever. You had a guy lying in the road, obviously wasted, and you let him walk, only to pick him up a little while later. And this was after you had complaints about his reckless driving. At the very least, that dude needed to be put in the back of the cruiser and taken home. At the very least.
And I don't think she'll throw the police under the bus per se. I think she'll try to make it more about just the law and come up with some pretty technical explanations as to why. But I think it'll be to save face for law enforcement.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, friends. Well, we'll see what happens in October then. I hope you all enjoyed the evening. We did. It was fun. Stick around. Don't go away. When we're done and the stream ends, it'll take you over to Lone Wolf's stream. You can watch him tonight. Continue your Courtlandia time.
Yeah.
Give him a look. Yep. All right, friends. I think we're done for tonight. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. You betcha. No.
Oh, you betcha.
All right. We'll see you all in the morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific.
In the morning. I'm going to go to my dad
Die
report.
in the street.
Okay. Yeah.